Damien here, representing DNA, and if you're watching this video right now, then welcome to the DNA, the official DNA YouTube channel. As I mentioned before, my name is Damien and I run DNA, and this is the first ever vlog on the channel, so I'm gonna sort of take you through my day. Right now it's 10:50 in the morning, Wednesday, April 29th. And I honestly woke up not too long ago, and that was just sort of like my morning cleanup. I like to clean up my room, my bed and my desk and stuff like that, and all the trash that you can see over there that accumulates in my room throughout the day, probably throughout the week. But I like to do that every morning, just to sort of give me a fresh, clean slate. And yeah, so I'm gonna sort of take you through my day, I guess a little bit of my morning routine, and I'll explain who I am for anyone who's watching out there who doesn't know who I am or doesn't know too much about me, and what DNA is all about as well. And actually, one thing I just wanted to make sure that I got on camera is my weight. I'm gonna weigh myself. I usually do that every morning. If I forget in the morning time, I don't stress about it. But I think it's important, you know, if you want to make sure that you're progressing, whether it's weight loss or weight gain, whatever it is, that you're staying consistent with tracking your weight. Although weight isn't the only thing that you should pay attention to, you should pay attention to things like your physique or obviously food as well. But weight is obviously a great indicator of whether or not you're progressing or if you're not progressing, and if you should change things up. So I'm actually going to show you guys how much I weigh right now. My guess is, I haven't weighed myself, but my guess is 160, I say 165 and a half, in that area, like, or a little bit less, but still 165. So 165 to 165.5, somewhere in that range. Now, I'm also fully clothed and I'm holding a camera, so, or you know what, I guess I'll set the camera down. So 165.6. That's pretty close. I said 165.5 at the highest. So yeah, 165.6. I haven't eaten anything. I've just washed my face, brushed my teeth, that sort of stuff, just morning stuff. So I haven't eaten, not even drank any water yet. So yeah, so now we're gonna get the day started, and we'll start it off with some breakfast. All right, so this is what we got for breakfast. So you just saw the ingredients. So we got some honey oat bread, 2 whole eggs, half a cup of egg whites. What else do we have in here? Spinach, some shredded cheese, and some deli turkey. No, yeah, is that turkey? Turkey slices, yeah. And then you got 2 yogurts. I think that's like a strawberry and that's like a mixed berry, and some water. So that's breakfast for today. Some people find it weird that I have sandwiches for breakfast. Like, that's not like a breakfast food. I'm like, yo, it has egg in it, so it's breakfast. So alright, so after breakfast, I brought this into my room just because it's a little quieter in my room. But I usually have this little shake in the morning, so it consists of these veggie greens here. Okay, so I take these, I've been taking this for like, I've been taking greens honestly for about a year or so now, and I mix it with this multivitamin by Isotonics. It's a powdered multivitamin, and I honestly just like it a lot more, so I mix these two together and have it as like a little shake in the morning. It just has like a fruity taste, sort of like, not like juice, but kind of like juice. So yeah, I just have that in the morning. And if you guys are wondering about this Isotonics multivitamin, so I've been taking this for a while now, probably like close to 2 years, probably over 2 years, honestly. And yeah, I really enjoy the fact that it's powdered and not a pill. I've done like capsules, pills, whatever, Centrum, like Jameson, like different brands of multivitamins before, like all the basic drugstore ones, and they've been fine. But this I've actually like, I do like a lot. I actually notice if I don't like re-up with the new one, like say if I go like a week or two without taking it, I actually kind of notice a difference in my energy levels. So I try to stay consistent with it. And I'm never the one to preach like supplements and stuff like that, but I think a multivitamin is pretty useful for anyone, whether or not you're in the gym or not. And greens are just obviously great just to get some source of greens in your day. If you're like me and vegetables aren't your favorite, having a source of greens at some point in your day is obviously great. So yeah, I just mix it in with some water. I just have some leftover water here from the morning, and I usually just fill up this cap, the cap that's on it, and that'll be 1 scoop, and then 1 scoop of that, mix it up and chug it down. If you guys are interested in the Isotonics multivitamin, just let me know in like the comments at the bottom. Or if you follow me on Instagram, send me a message on Instagram and I can definitely hook you up with getting some of this. I'm not sponsored by this company or anything. It's not like it's nothing like that. I just know someone that works for the company and they can get it for me. So alright guys, so it's a little bit later on the day now. It's like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. Yeah, 6 in the evening, sorry. Afternoon, evening, whatever. 6 in the evening almost. And I figured I'd just kind of sort of sit down and talk a little bit more about myself, about DNA, and what DNA is all about, how this all started, why I'm doing a YouTube channel, all those sorts of things. So I guess just to start off with the basics. So DNA is an online coaching company that I started. DNA I started back at basically the beginning of 2019, but this was originally a project that was called Dr. Fitness or DR Fitness that I started officially in December of 2017. And so basically that really started because really throughout all of high school and in the years leading after high school, I was always sort of known, I guess, as like a gym guy. I feel like such a douche when I say something like that, but in reality, that's really what it was. And I always just had people, you know, I'd post stuff on my stories, on Instagram, post things on my feed, and just like my lifts and things related to things like that. So I always had people just ask me, hey man, can you make me a routine, or you have any tips on this, on that? Can you work out with me? What do you suggest to like eat for shredding, for bulking, those types of things? So I just got a lot of questions related to those types of things, and originally I got those types of questions back in like high school, and I would make routines here and there for friends, work out with them in the school weight room or meet them at the Good Life and just work out. And I really just enjoyed like teaching people what I knew at that point. About things that were related to fitness, related to health, about getting your bench press up, like how to properly set up a leg extension, like just those basic things where, you know, I think of it's like just common knowledge, but for a lot of people they had no real idea about. And I really just enjoyed that whole process. And from high school leading into university, into my first semester, I honestly just completely forgot about that. I even sort of fell off of the gym a little bit, like my training was inconsistent. I think it was just honestly the transition into university. It was a pretty, not difficult process, but harder than expected, I guess. And it threw me off, and then I realized, you know, I gotta go back to what I know and what I love, and like, you know, where I want my future to sort of be. And I knew I wanted it to be in the health and fitness space. And a goal that I've had for a very long time that I still have to this very day is to open up my own spot, to open up my own gym. And you know, I obviously saw this sort of process as like the stepping stones to doing so. So anyways, fast forward to like the middle of first year of university, I decided to hop back on, you know, the training sort of grind in terms of like putting out content and helping people do that sort of thing. So I just made an Instagram post on like my story, like, oh, DM me if you want a training routine, $10 for a training routine, and I was like flooded with DMs. I was like, oh, like people that I knew from high school, people that I've just met at university, people that followed me. They're like, yo, make me one. I'm looking to bulk up. I'm looking to cut down, gain 20 pounds, lose 40 pounds, a whole bunch of things. And I was just making routines left and right and just tossing them out like $10 a piece, and I made some quick cash off of it. And eventually I was like, you know what, like I kind of want to make this more official. I want to make this a brand. I want to make my own Instagram page and do that whole thing. So, fast forward a little more, and by December of 2019, I decided to create Dr. Fitness, which was a whole page and a whole an Instagram page where I was just putting out content, just putting out, training, like my own training, people that I was working with, and just promoting myself. And it saw some really great success. I worked with a good amount of people, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And the only thing that really, I guess, stopped me was I hated the name. I hated Dr. Fitness. I didn't hate the brand. I hated the name, and I couldn't stick with it, and I didn't really like it anymore. And slowly, I just sort of fell off of that. And I knew that I couldn't let this happen, and not again at least. And I needed to rebrand. I needed to kind of reevaluate this whole thing and what I wanted to put out there. And I decided to figure out a new name. That's where DNA came from. And the roots of what DNA is I just wanted to put out something that I felt was like truly and like very organically like was me. And I knew that a lot of like my motivation to do this, my motivation to do anything really, honestly just came from myself. It was just knowing that I could best myself. The only person to beat was me. That sort of mentality, and that's what I really wanted. When people thought of DNA, that's what I really wanted them to see in the brand and in me. Was that that sort of motivation where you can push yourself to do it. And I just wanted DNA to sort of can't even think of words. I just wanted DNA to sort of exemplify that sort of mindset. So that's really why I went with like the term DNA, because it's inside you to push yourself. So anyways, fast forward a little more. After transitioning into the name DNA and kind of rebranding, I really wanted to focus more on creating more content. So as much as I loved gaining clients and working with people, which was great, I knew that I would be able to reach a greater amount of people by just putting out more content, whether that be now vlogs and on YouTube, or just my own training routine, doing giveaways, the whole shebang really. And yeah, and I've been growing it since, and up to this very point, this vlog that you're watching is a part of the plan of putting out more content for the brand and just growing further and further. Yeah, so I think that kind of covers the whole what is DNA all about and who I am. I guess to just go over a little bit more about myself personally, like I really got into the gym when I was around 13 years old, so it was pretty young. My dad put me in under one of those Good Life teen memberships, and I was addicted. I was hooked. I told him I need to do this every single summer, and eventually by like the middle of grade 9, I think he got me a full-on membership, and I was hooked. I was in there. I was training there. By grade 11 and grade 12, I was in the weight room every single day at Pickering High, and that was like my life, man. I couldn't, like right now, the fact that I can't use or go to a gym, sorry, is killing me. But I'm grateful for the fact that I have some equipment at home, and I have the the accessibility to do bodyweight things, push-ups, pull-ups, those sorts of things. So you got to make the best of the situation. But yeah, that's sort of like how I started and came up into this, and where DNA came from. It really just started with the goal of having my own gym, and I knew I needed to take some steps in order to make that happen, obviously. And in the fitness space, there's I guess sort of there's a lot of things you can do, but it's also limited at the same time. And I knew that with the knowledge that I had and sort of with the voice that I had on social media, I could do pretty well by offering people training services and just giving out advice and giving out tips and just putting out content, which was a lot of fun, and I'm still enjoying it to this very day. So that's really the story behind DNA and the story behind me. And I think that sort of wraps up this vlog. Just wanted this to be sort of an intro vlog into who I am, who DNA is. I apologize if my room is a little messy. Everyone's home right now, so there's not a lot of space for me to use other than my room to record. So yeah, that kind of sums it up, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the first vlog. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys on the next one.